or they're compartmentalized on need to know. Now, guys, it was actually on Drudge this morning. Yeah, there it is, daily news there, but I also have the London Telegraph. I'm kind of all over the map. This is information overload, folks. WikiLeaks. Nuke hellstorm if Osama is caught or killed. And notice that conveniently came out last week, 6 days ago. Conveniently came out on the 25th. Al-Qaeda terrorists have threatened to unleash a nuclear hellstorm on the West if their leader and the world's most wanted terrorist, Osama Bin Laden, is nabbed. A senior Al-Qaeda, it just came out last week, the head of Al-Qaeda in Pakistan was MI6, Sky News, AP. Oh, but just ignore that. A senior Al-Qaeda commander has claimed that the terror group has stashed away a nuclear bomb in Europe, which will be detonated if bin Laden ever is caught or assassinated, according to new top-secret files made public by Internet whistleblower WikiLeaks. Again, backing up the official story. Let's go to former anti-submarine warfare expert, former NSA officer, also worked at the Naval Data Command, a syndicated journalist, in studio with us last Wednesday. Wayne-Madsen back in D.C. as he prepares to go on his foreign sojourn. And Wayne, hearing all of this, the fake photo they put out last night, now admitting fake today, the fact that, I mean, there's the whole thing that they're not showing the body. Wayne-Madsen, what's your take on this? What are you getting from your D.C. sources?
Well, I got to say, there's more what's going to be on the track at Churchill Downs next Saturday during the Kentucky Derby. There's more of that coming out here in Washington than I've ever seen. What we have here, and my sources are telling me that, very interesting, the linguists and the intelligence analysts at NSA had no information, no chatter about Osama bin Laden being the target of this operation before it happened. Of course, after it happened, they picked up all kinds of chatter about bin Laden being killed. But these would be the direct support people to provide the intelligence that Navy SEAL team that went in there and supposedly got this guy. It looks like this thing has been spun from whole cloth. This Abbottabad is the location of Pakistan's version of the West Point. Back in the 80s, and when bin Laden was in that area fighting the Soviets on behalf of the ISI and CIA during the Mujahideen war against the Soviets, that area around Abbottabad was ringed with U.S. and British signals intelligence stations. So why in the world would bin Laden locate himself in what is the version of McLean, Virginia here, with all the retired military intelligence types? And it was not unknown to the CIA, because the CIA would go up there and interface with these intelligence people, too. And you've got bin Laden sitting in this, what they call as a mansion. And I saw there was a ABC News video, apparently from a cell phone, showing this, like, ramshackle bedroom. And it looked like an efficiency. It had a kitchen off to the side with a box of what looked like American sugar, one of them jumbo sugar boxes.
It looked like a crack house.
Yeah. It reminded me of remember when they got Saddam out of the spider hole and they showed where he was living, eating Doritos and all kinds of
I looked this place up, and even mainstream globalist media admits it is full of military bases, the heart of their intelligence operation, that U.S. bases are all over the area, both clandestine and public, and that it's a few hundred yards from a military base and a military school. And so now they're trying to almost blackmail the Pakistanis, going, oh, look, you were with al-Qaeda. I mean, this gets more and more insane by the minute, like he'd be hanging out on the edge of a major city. I mean, this whole thing. What about them dumping the body in the ocean, Wayne?
Oh, right. Well, of course, we have no body. We're supposed to believe them that they got 100% DNA identification on the body. They said this was done in accordance with Islamic religious rites, but we've got some Egyptian imams now saying, no, it's not in accordance with Islamic religious rights. And we've got, we've got the government's telling us to believe us that we got bin Laden and we had his body, we dumped it at sea, but yet the United States is saying that we can't believe Gaddafi, who says we killed his son and 3 grandchildren. They're saying, well, we don't have any verification. Well, we don't have any verification of this, Where was there was no international impartial observers brought in to say, okay, yeah, that's Bin Laden. We're supposed to believe the same government that just 2 days ago, Susan Rice said that Libyan troops were taking Viagra and raping Libyan women, when in fact that was debunked as a hoax, and she said it at the United Nations. So we've got a long history of yellow cake documents, Viagra,
throwing babies out of incubators.
We've got the oil from food scandal, fake documents, the mobile weapons labs that Saddam had. I mean, we're supposed to, after all.
And by the way, those mobile labs were hydrogen pumps for running British-sold from the 1980 Iran-Iraq war. They knew exactly what they were. They'd already been inspected by the UN. After the coalition takes over, they run right to hydrogen pumps that the U.S. even uses, knowing they're hydrogen 18-wheeler backs, and say they're anthrax labs. I mean, that is how dumb they think we are. And that's my point. They lie, lie, lie. And I'm hearing everybody on talk radio just in rapture that America's back, everything's great, Obama's great. Man, he got tough, proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. These wars are great. Why do you think they triggered this now? Because Obama's approval rating was in free fall? The dollar's in free fall? They need a political distraction?
They needed a distraction. They needed to get people off the birth certificate of the whole Obama background. They needed to burnish his national security credentials. I think this, again, proves what I've been writing about, is that Obama is basically a tool, a product of the CIA. He will do anything they tell him to do. Now they're saying that he gave the kill order on Bin Laden, but we've got somebody from the military saying, oh, no, well, we would have taken him alive had he not resisted.
Oh, and the good old boys are having a fetish attack on air. I've heard them, especially here locally. They're going, I didn't used to like Obama, but I really like how he gave that kill order. Ooh, I'm kind of liking him right now. Let's not worry about the banks imploding, the government-run health care, the dollar dying, the ATF going after the Second Amendment, shipping guns to Mexico, all the crimes. Oh, it's just, we finally got him. I mean, this on the heels of the British news admitting the head of al-Qaeda in Pakistan was MI6. This on the heels of Al-Awlaki being at the Pentagon. I mean, This is incredible, Wayne.
And now we're being told that the intelligence that Bin Laden was in Abbottabad came from enhanced interrogation techniques, that because we tortured these guys, they gave them up. So what this does is the neocons are running around and see, oh, yeah, you see, that torture works. When, in fact, we know that most of the people in Guantanamo had no reason to be there. They hadn't done anything.
And it's a place to recruit people to be double agents, like the leader of the opposition in Libya, known admitted al-Qaeda, released out of Guantanamo Bay to now run the ops, others sent from Virginia to run the ops. And at the same time, they have Bin Laden in this spook command base of Pakistan with U.S. operatives all over the place, as if this 6'4", Arab is going to be living for years in the middle of a city. I mean, next they're going to tell us that they found Elvis in the compound.
Well, that's true, and maybe Bob Marley and Jim Morrison along with them. But I'm telling you that everything I heard from many different intelligence sources said that Bin Laden died several years ago. Now, whether he died, the question is, did he die violently in Pakistan, as indicated by Benazir Bhutto, the late prime minister? I also had intelligence that he escaped after he left Tora Bora. He went back to Yemen, his ancestral homeland, and died of kidney disease. So, I mean, but the mere fact is that many, many intelligence sources around the world have already stated up front that Bin Laden was dead, and all these video and audio tapes were fake. And, they put these things out through this Search for International Terrorist Entity site group here in Washington, which is a known Mossad operation, and then they would feed that stuff directly to the government and the corporate media outlets.
I want to repeat the points you just made. I don't want to just glaze over this. When you say that Washington Post last May admitted that the government created the fake Bin Laden videos, earlier I actually read those headlines here. Former CIA officials admit to faking Bin Laden video. Here's the Washington Post, May 25th, 2010, so a little less than a year ago. It's buried in a CIA unit's wacky idea to depict Saddam as gay. They didn't make that fake video, but they go on to say we did make fake Bin Laden videos. Now, continuing with all of this, what about the fake photo they start running at 10 o'clock last night ahead of Obama's speech? Obama gives the speech a little bit later, so newspapers didn't have time to check it right before they go to print. Suddenly a photo is given to them. It's in papers all over the world of the dead Bin Laden. And then alternative media points out, hey, this photo was out 3 years ago. It's fake. And they go, oopsie. I mean, they think we're so dumb. They want to give the slaves the image of the bad guy. They run this fake photo. I mean, they've been caught red-handed. And then I've had Steve Pachenik, the #2 guy under Kissinger, admit that he knew Bin Laden, worked with Bin Laden, coming on the air in April of 2002 saying he's dead, he's been frozen, they'll roll him out whenever they want, maybe a year, maybe 10 years, boom. And then I've got Madeleine Albright 2 years later going on TV and saying they may roll him out, he's been frozen in the election if they need him, but because she said that, they didn't. Then I have 2 other White House sources, high level, told me this. This is an open secret, Wayne, that he died and is frozen.
Right, and I believe he died. He died somewhere, and he hasn't been with the living for a number of years. And I've been waiting also for this time when they would make it official that he was dead, because now the #2 guy in charge of al-Qaeda, he's an American name, Adam Perlman, Jewish kid from Los Angeles. But have you heard anybody talk about who the new #2 guy is?
No, stay there. I want to talk about what this signifies, why they did this. Looks like stage terror.